Hey riders, so today I'm with Rob Warr from Warr's Harley Davidson, and he's got a lovely classic bike here. If you saw my recent video I posted about Ray Weishard doing the board tracking, then this one is also for you because it's the similar style. So I'll pass over to Rob and he'll tell you all about this absolute gem of a classic.
Right, well this is a very rare machine. It's a 1914 10C Sport Harley Davidson. And what made it very rare was it was Harley's really first ventures into the sport world, and these are kind of the precursors to a lot of the board trackers like the P-shooters and those sort of bikes. And what made it very different was a lot of the bikes of the era had the very big bars that used to come back like this. This one had a set of flat, low sports bars so they could get down and get a little bit more streamlined when they were trying to race. And it was also the first Harley Davidson to ever have a transmission. But it's not a transmission in the way that most of us know a motorcycle transmission. What it had is you've got a little lever here which links down to a 2-speed rear hub in the rear wheel. And that was kind of groundbreaking. And then in 1950, after this, Harley brought out in their big V-twin, they had the proper first separate 3-speed transmission as we would know it now. But this was a little bit shorter, a little bit more lightweight, and it was a quick bike in its day. I mean, it'll do 50 mile an hour, but obviously no front brakes. You've got a small band brake on the rear, so on modern roads, it's a little bit scary. I don't want to admit it.
And you said you've ridden this down to Brighton a few times as well.
My brother used to do they do a run in London to Brighton, the Pioneer Run, which is, the cut-off point is 1950, so everything is 1914 or earlier. So the thing is, being 1914, it's cutting edge compared to everything else in the field, and it's a lot faster than everything else in the field. So you kind of end up sort of weaving and picking your way through these really slow bikes, and it's that's interesting as well.
It's funny to say like this is faster than the other bikes when this is only doing like 50. So like,
yeah, but I mean some of the others, they're pedaling along and they're pulling. I mean, this was quite advanced. I mean, for 1915, most other bikes at this era have got leather belt drives and they've got levers for the throttles and everything else. Whereas a lot of the stuff on this is far more conventional. You've got a rear chain drive, which was revolutionary back then. It gave you proper grip. You've got a twist grip throttle, which is, people say, I'm doing something really trick on my bike, I'm putting an internally wired throttle on it. That was standard equipment in 1914 on the Harley Davidson. And there were some other really clever things on this. To start it, you fold the boards up, and what you do is you start pedaling like mad, building up the momentum with the throttle closed. But the throttle has a clever leak mechanism here, you can see. And one of them goes to the carburetor, and one of them goes to a decompressor in the crank. So with the throttle shut, the decompressor is open and allowing you to build up the momentum in the pedal. And then when you crank the throttle open, shuts the decompressor, opens the carb, she fires into life, you put your boards down, lift the stand off, and off you go.
Wow.
But that's what I love about, the early Harleys really were technologically very, very advanced, which is not necessarily something that Harley Davidson get the credit they deserve.
Yeah, sure.
They were groundbreaking in a lot of stuff.
I mean, the style of it is you just can't beat it. I just think it is amazing that they made this with what they had and how good they were.
Yeah, I mean, obviously these early ones are referred to as silent grey fellows. One of the other bikes we got was a 1912, and the reason they were called silent greys, they actually had a switchable exhaust system.
Oh wow, okay.
So they had a flap on the silencer, so if you were out on the country roads, you just have it running as a straight through exhaust. But if you came into town and you were kind of worried about scaring the horses, who may be towing the carts and the other road users, you push this flap down and it would actually close and divert the exhaust gases through the silencer.
So it's quite mad to think, like you're saying, about the integrated throttle and those exhaust systems, where in today's bikes that's what they've kind of remodeled, and almost as if it's like a new thing, when really it's just cycled back around.
There's not very much new in the motorcycle world. I mean, most of these ideas, and in automotive engineering in general, have been tried before. Yeah, it's just
someone's just kind of gone, I can maybe tweak that with the tools and the knowledge we have now. You can make it a little bit, maybe better suited for the bikes.
And people work and improve and progress the ideas. So
it's just reinventing the wheel pretty much.
Pretty much.
Well, awesome. Thank you for talking us through this absolute gem of a classic. And as always, like, subscribe, comment, all that jazz, and I'll see you on the next one.
Thanks, guys.